I think it's time to chat about Lizzo. Hey everyone, I'm Abby Sharp and welcome to Abby's Kitchen. Today's video is sponsored by Built Bar, and we will be exploring the public's reaction to Lizzo's recent Detox TikToks and discuss this in the context of the culture of celebrity diets. Now, before we get into it, let's talk about my sponsor, Built Bar. I get asked a lot of questions about protein bars and if there's one that I recommend to help bump up the satiety factor in a meal or a snack. And honestly, I get sent a ton of them as part of my job, and I think that most of them taste a lot like chalk. So I was super excited and quite frankly, quite surprised when I tried a Built Bar for the first time. And judging by everyone's comments in some of my other videos, it's obvious that they are a fan favorite with a lot of you too. But I like them because they're a convenient source of protein if you want your meal or snack to take you a little bit further. And honestly, they taste like a chocolate bar. It's like a marshmallowy, nuggety texture that is honestly so good. I mean, some people in the comments described it kind of like a Milky Way bar, but with protein. And yeah, I would agree with that. So today's little snacky snack flavor is peanut butter brownie. So this one has 19 grams of protein. Let's have a little tasty. So it is a lower sugar bar, which some of you may be looking for. So if I was to have this as like a post-workout snack, I would probably pair it with some fruit or oatmeal, toast, or sweet potato to help aid in recovery. There's clearly a lot of flavors that I need to work through, and I'm really excited to go through them with all of you. So if you want to try them out yourself, check out the link in my bio and use the promo code ABBYSHARP20 to get 20% off. Also, you can pause the screen or look at the description to check out my disclaimer, including a trigger warning to those sensitive to weight loss discussion. We will also be discussing the intersectionality of race and diet, as well as fat phobia. So I do ask that we keep the comments kind and supportive. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and ring that little bell so that you never miss out on a video. All right, to kick this video off, I want to first discuss Lizzo in the context of the body positive movement. So you can also check out my recent video on body positivity and where I fit into this movement as a white, thin woman right here. Now, it's clear that as a confident, fat woman of color, Lizzo has been branded as the poster child of the body positive movement since the beginning of her career. But as evidenced by a lot of her recent interviews on the subject, it wasn't an identity that she necessarily sought out herself. Society saw a woman who they felt was so unapologetically brave for just being who she was that her body became one of the most memorable parts about her. But if most progressive folks today would find it offensive to praise a woman for her whiteness, blonde hair, or large breasts and tiny waist, why do we think it's woke to praise a fat black woman for the body that she just naturally inhabits too? Because, spoiler alert, friends, it's not. In fact, in an interview with David Letterman, Lizzo said, "I'm sick of being an activist just because I'm fat and black. I want to be an activist because I'm intelligent, care about issues, and because my music is good." So here we have a black, fat woman who has been put on a pedestal by the body positive community, despite her stating numerous times that she never consented to that responsibility or role. Rather, it was assigned to her because of the size and color of her body. Now, it's important to remind everyone that racism and fat phobia are inextricably linked, both historically and today. And part of the reason for Lizzo's perceived role in the BOPO movement is because of this intersectionality. Now, Lizzo has also criticized the commercialization of the body positive movement for taking it away from its original benefactors. That is, for example, larger bodied people of color, as I discussed in my video here. Having said that, her message has always been for all people to love themselves at all sizes. So similar to the discussions I had in my video on body positivity, where I asked some larger bodied and BIPOC women if they identified with the term body positive, most of them actually felt it was not meant for them. Most felt the need to use other language like body neutrality, body kindness, or self-love. And I came to the same conclusion for myself. So whether Lizzo wanted to be the poster child of body positivity or not, and whether she even identifies with the term or not, with upbeat tracks and empowering lyrics like Body Vicious, Mind Your Business in Fitness, and Thick Thighs Save Lives in Tempo, just to name a few, there has always been a public perception that Lizzo is comfortable in her own skin. And rightfully so. But it's unfortunate that I am even bringing this up because this wouldn't even be a thing if someone like J-Lo said it in a song. But anyways, we move on. So Lizzo was the publicly appointed Bopo queen, but a lot of fans clapped back hard when she posted this. Oh dear. So to recap, Lizzo posted a What I Eat in a Day following JJ Smith's 10-day smoothie detox. In it, she shared a quick disclaimer stating that she was practicing safe detox methods with a nutritionist and to not try it without any research. Now, the video included a variety of completely bogus wellness products like a green smoothie, detox supplements, beauty water, a superfood shake, alkaline water, an herbal bath, cucumbers in apple cider vinegar, and some strange detox foot pads. No clue what that was about.
No way.
Now, the next series of clips features a variety of before and after images of her body, while the narration talks about doing this to reset her stomach. She also posted a follow-up video after getting some initial backlash, arguing that the detox was not about weight loss, but rather that she was trying to reverse some of the digestive issues that she faced in the fall. Now, before we go any further, I feel I need to kind of take this shit down, even though I'm sure most Abby's Kitchen subbies know exactly what I'm going to say. So yeah, I'm gonna try to be succinct here, and also please note that any sass that I do have going on is not directed at Lizzo, but rather at this crap itself. Now, first of all, I went through JJ's book, The 10-Day Green Smoothie Cleanse, which was a pretty sad way to spend my time, to be honest. But this book says right on the cover that you will lose 15 pounds in 10 days. Yikes. That right there, folks, should be your first red flag. Considering that most legitimate nutrition professionals would advise against losing more than 1 to 2 pounds a week, we're already off to a pretty rough start. Now, the book goes on to suggest that traditional diets don't ever work because they don't address the toxic waste in your body. Now, JJ then suggests that you need to first rid your body of toxins to ensure that you can metabolize food without leaving excess waste. And it's that waste that apparently causes weight gain. Oh boy. Folks, there is zero evidence that getting rid of any waste, aka going to the bathroom, will speed up or change our metabolism. That is just actual BS. If you do lose weight from detoxing over a few days, it's because you're either peeing, pooping, or sweating more, all of which is only offloading excess water and not actual fat. The diet then goes on to suggest 60 ounces of green juice each day, plus some low-calorie veggies and high-protein snacks, a ton of water, including a flavored beauty variety, and of course, a colon cleanse. I guess Lizzo left that little detail out of her post, and honestly, I am glad she did, because we do not need to see an uptick in Google searches for colonic clinics right now. Folks, I know there's a lot of people who love their colon hydrotherapy, but as I discussed in my video right here, medical professionals often warn that colonics may increase the risk for nutrient deficiencies, infection, and GI disturbances. In fact, one meta-analysis found that it actually exacerbated IBS symptoms, causing abdominal pain, cramping, electrolyte imbalances, and even renal failure. Considering that Lizzo cited her stomach being effed up as the rationale for the protocol in the first place, I am definitely hoping she completely skipped this step. The book also recommends cleansing your liver with a variety of teas, apple cider vinegar, and herbs, all of which we saw Lizzo consume in her video. Now, I've talked about apple cider vinegar ad nauseum here, and while some small studies have linked its regular consumption to very modest weight loss, it's believed that this is largely because it can cause a reduction in appetite from mild nausea. Other research on its benefits for blood sugar regulation and heart health have been largely done on animal models or super small sample sizes, and none of it proves that it helps to detox your liver. Likewise, the supplements and teas that JJ suggests, like milk thistle, may show some small benefits for improving blood cholesterol or insulin resistance in some super small, tiny studies, but they have shown no benefit for detoxing your liver. As for alkaline water, its main detox claims rest on the fact that it has a higher pH than regular water. But experts suggest that while you can maybe manipulate the water in a petri dish to keep it at a higher pH, you will have no such luck in the stomach where the pH is naturally resting between 1.5 and 3.5. In other words, this is just overpriced H2O. As for the foot pads, this probably is the strangest and shadiest part of the whole thing, but JJ's book suggests that they can help to draw toxins out of the body while you sleep. The reality is, toxin-eliminating foot treatments like ionic foot baths have been thoroughly debunked by the medical community. It's literally a pretty common snake oil scam. The only reason you would see any color changes that may be used as evidence of toxins leaving the body is because of some natural chemical reactions with various salts and ions. So to sum it up, obviously this detox is not evidence-based and potentially dangerous considering you're supposed to do this routine for 10 whole days. So if you want real safe detox methods, just eat some food, drink some water, go for a walk, and then proceed to sweat, piss, crap, and breathe out the toxins. Because safe detoxing is what your body is naturally designed to do. Hard stop. Anyways, I'm getting riled up on this detox BS, but that is not what this video is about. Now, back to the public's reaction. To put it succinctly, Lizzo's fans were not impressed. They were attacking her for promoting diet culture and seemingly contradicting everything they believed that she stood for. Now, I have to be totally honest. When these videos came out, I got about 1,000,001 DMs about them, filled with genuine concern that this body positive queen was transitioning to the dark side of diet culture. And I admit, I was really taken aback by the video series myself, but it was not because I thought Lizzo was letting down the fat community or denouncing her vow of self-love. As I've said 1,000,000 times in 1,000,000 different videos, I believe in body autonomy, and you are not a failure at loving yourself if you want to lose weight. I'm also not even going to debate whether or not Lizzo's before and after shots were proof that she was doing the cleanse for weight loss rather than for digestion and health. Honestly, these days, the lines are so blurred between one's concern around reducing like bloating versus reducing fat, and that is all a moot point anyway. I strongly believe that Lizzo can do whatever the hell she wants with her body, and I will support her because she's smart, beautiful, and a truly talented artist. Plus, Truth Hurts will forever go down as one of my all-time favorite songs. period.
We just keep it pushing like, aye.
But we shouldn't be upset at Lizzo for wanting to do a detox or lose weight. We should be upset with diet culture itself and the system that allows pseudoscience and nutrition misinformation to occupy every communication stream we access. I believe strongly, and I always have said this, that all public personalities, influencers, and celebrities possess incredible responsibility to vet the claims that they make about the things that they share publicly. Even if it's prefaced by, this is just what I'm doing, do your own research, we all know that a lot of young, impressionable fans lack the critical thinking skills to do anything but emulate their idols. So I feel, at least, that it's fair to be disappointed that Lizzo would promote a protocol with no evidence to back it up that in fact could be really devastating in the wrong hands. I am also annoyed that she partnered with a nutritionist, JJ Smith, whose education includes a certificate from the Institute of Holistic Healing, a course that I could find no legitimate information about online, and who exclusively promotes sensationalized protocols like the 7-day apple cider vinegar cleanse, in addition to the smoothie one that Lizzo did. But Lizzo is not a superhuman. She is susceptible to snake oil salespeople and sensationalized wellness promises just like the rest of us. In fact, in a follow-up post, Lizzo said that, "I spent so much time in this body and I am no different than you. Still struggling to find balance, still trying to mend my relationship with food, with my anxiety, my back fat. If I have any advice, it's to eat, drink, move, rest. Your job is to grow. Your job is to figure it out along the way, regardless of what I or any other so-called expert says." In other words, she's still on her own journey. And if you or I can be roped in by a promise to reset our digestion or reverse the harm done through lifestyle choices, why the hell can't she? So I actually have a lot of empathy for Lizzo because we really can't expect her or anyone else to know that this is all total bunk. The other disparity that we need to acknowledge when it comes to Lizzo's detox experience is that we don't seem to see the same level of scrutiny towards white, larger-bodied female celebrities who go on journeys to lose weight, and we don't see people immediately idolize them as BOPO heroes, even when they rock their confidence and self-love too. Adele, Rebel Wilson, Melissa McCarthy, Kelly Osbourne, Jessica Simpson, just to name a few, all very publicly shrank their bodies. And while fans were tearing down Lizzo for allegedly breaking her fat-positive vow, these women were largely praised. Adele captioned her post-weight loss photo with the caption, "I used to cry, but now I sweat," only to get spammed with all the heart and fire emojis and comments about her beauty. And Rebel Wilson thanked followers for all the love on her year of health journey with this picture. And fans commented back with hearts, clapping emojis, and excitement that she was pursuing her goals. Like Lizzo, all of these women are beautiful, talented, and at least at some point, larger bodied. Yet when Lizzo goes on a detox, whether or not said diet was to change her body or her health, she's lambasted. Adele, on the other hand, who has been associated with the body positive movement as well, can follow an equally bogus set of rules, aka the cert food diet, and is celebrated for her commitment to good health. Now, I acknowledge that the disparity in a lot of cases may come down to the fact that Lizzo was so strongly aligned with the BOPO movement. But she did nothing differently from these other celebrities other than just be herself to be publicly assigned that role. To dive a little bit deeper into these issues, I brought on a body image coach and content creator, Danni of AmaPoundCake. Thanks for joining me, Danni.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So why do you think the public's reaction to Lizzo's detox was so different from the public's reaction to other larger-bodied white celebrities like Rebel Wilson and Adele?
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with that Lizzo is Black, right? And a lot of the media representation that we've seen of fat Black women has been controlled by the media, and Lizzo living her life in a way that people are not used to was triggering because she is definitely a fat Black woman. And we, even though there's a lot of fat phobia and we experience that in our society based on all different sizes, when that is coupled with Blackness, there's a layer that gets confusing for people. And then we see this racial undertone comes out in the way that we treat larger bodies.
Okay, and what do you think about Lizzo being painted as like the poster child of the body positive movement?
I think it's unfair. I think there's a lot of things that happen, right? I think that Lizzo also participated in kind of being the poster child, but also we always do this to Black women also, right? Like, we make Black women our martyrs. We make Black women the prototype of the thing, but we don't give them the agency that they're asking for. We don't give them the chance to make public mistakes or live their lives in ways that we allow white women of any size to live their life, right? And we never see any backlash to white women in the same way that we see it to Black women. And we think Black women who are larger, who are especially like fat Black women, we expect for them to be our mammy. That trope was created by white Westerners who created this idea that fat Black women are our mothers. They're supposed to nurture this entire revolution, any revolution, right? And be our caretakers, which is unfair. It's rooted in racism. It's a problem. And it's something that I think people in the body positivity movement should call out. And that's a little bit of my issue with this movement, right? We only talk about bodies from a lens of size and eating disorders, and we never get down to race and then the ways that fat Black bodies have been positioned in society, especially when they have been femmed. A lot of the racist images of fat Black women are not talked about in the body positivity movement. And so it's hard for people to understand what they're doing to Lizzo. I think people know what they're doing, but I don't think people understand how to explain what is happening.
Okay, so why and how is race an important part of the body positive movement?
I think it's really important that people who are a part of this movement see fat Black people as people who are treated differently, not just because of size, but also because of race. Because we do not get to think of our bodies as just the way we don't get to think of our bodies as a function, right? And what they can do for us. It's also a different experience when I walk in the store in this body and how people may follow me because I live in this body. And that's also a body positivity issue. The death of Breonna Taylor is a body positive issue. The death of George Floyd is a body positive issue because we don't get to separate our size from the way that we exist in this world due to our race.
Wow, that's so beautiful and just so enlightening for, I'm sure, everyone who's watching. So thank you so much for sharing that. I really appreciate your time. And I hope you have a fantastic new year.
Thank you. Have a good day.
So you can check out where to find Danni in the description below. Now, a few final thoughts on Lizzo's role in the body positive space. First of all, a lot of you may be wondering if Lizzo's Detox TikTok means that she should lose her crown as queen of the BOPO movement. Well, much like what I discussed in my video on Cassie from Blogilates here, Lizzo actually never signed up for the gig. She just sought out to share her musical talent with the world and give some amazing live and recorded performances. And it just so happens that she's doing it while living in a fat Black body. That should not be her defining feature. And the fact that it is, even by her biggest fans, is evidence of a lot of underlying racism and fatphobia in our society. So posting those TikToks does not make Lizzo anti-body positive, and we shouldn't be mad at Lizzo. Her desire to lose weight or get healthy, whatever her motivation is no less valid than a white woman's desire or goal. Also, tearing women down for being at different points in their body positive journey is not helping the problem. It doesn't change the societal pressures of our aesthetic-driven culture. It just shames women for being too powerless to overcome them. So robbing Lizzo of the same grace and liberties that we afford other larger bodied women is a problem. And it diverts the attention away from what we should be really working towards as a society, and that is dismantling diet culture, debunking nutrition misinformation, and examining our own internal biases rather than other people's individual choices. And on that note, that is all that I have for today. Thank you again to Built Bar for sponsoring this video and for Danni for her amazing insight. If you like this video, don't forget to give it the thumbs up. Leave me a comment below with some of your thoughts on the Lizzo Detox fiasco. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time on Abby's Kitchen. Bye.